Hey guys, this is Joel from the Fincastle Pokemon Gym. Now, as is normally the case, especially because I only do this every 2 weeks, I have a massive backlog of decks that I want to cover, and unfortunately with rotation approaching, there are some that will never get their moment in the sun. And with that said, I'm not going to highlight fully post-rotation decks just yet, but I am making lists that will be easy to adapt when it hits at the end of March. Now, today's list is a throwback to a deck I did a while back, and it was one of my favorites to play then, just like this is now. That deck was the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX with Wyrdeer V, which I've got linked below. But when I saw the Meganium from Mega Evolution, I instantly knew I was making today's list. One of the reasons I waited was for all of the one and done guys to make their list videos that someone sent them, say how amazing it is, and then never play it again. I don't do that here. I work on decks until they are as competitive as I can get them before I release them, and I try not to publish anything here that won't at least win games at League and be fun to play. But honestly, if I wouldn't consider it for a local, I'm not going to show it here. I really feel like this is twice the deck that the Wyrdeer V version was, because that version did not overwhelm you until you switched into a Wyrdeer. And this one gives the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX the ability to do that alone and get there very quickly. So by now you've seen what Teal Mask Ogerpon EX does. So here's a quick look at that Meganium. His ability, Wild Growth, just makes each of your basic grass energy in play count as 2 basic grass energy. Now the ability does not stack, thank goodness, so it doesn't matter how many Meganium you get in play, it's just important that you keep him in play. And that is why I run a 3-3-3 line of Meganium. My common sense will push your opponent to get Meganium off the field, and if they devote everything in their deck to doing that at least 3 times, your Ogerpon will get so powerful it will just roll over them with or without Meganium. I thought about draw engines like Revavroom or maybe even Pidgeot EX, but those are on the rotation chopping block, and there are not a lot of moving pieces in this deck anyway, so I just used the Noctowl. His Jewel Seeker ability is enough to get something you're missing, and really it provides all the consistency this deck needs. Now the item and tool page is the only thing that rotation will affect, but with other cards out there like Ultra Ball and Terra Orb and the new Pokepad, Night Stretcher, it won't be hard to adjust this part of it. You might have to get a little more creative with the tools, but either way, the item card bug catching set really drives this deck, letting you get mixes of whichever grass Pokemon you need, or energy, or a combination of both. And for the A spec, you can see I've got Max Rod. Max Rod in here is amazing, especially if your opponent knocks out your Meganium. You can just play Max Rod, get the whole Meganium line back, and put it right back into play on your next turn. We'll get to how you do that in just a moment. Also on the item list here, Energy Switch is crazy in here, because with every energy counting as 2, you can drive a brand new Teal Mask Ogerpon EX into one-hit territory instantly. And I'll probably be increasing the number of those post-rotation. On to the supporters. Unlike the previous page, everything here stays after rotation. I like to dig with Carmine early, that's why there are 4 of those. And if that means tossing your Meganium line early, you can get them right back with Max Rod. Dawn also lets you get your whole line into your hand with 1 card, because as you can see, it lets you get a basic, a stage 1 and a stage 2. But also it can help you get your Noctowl line, so don't forget that. And of course, saving the best for last, the card that makes all of this possible is the Stadium card, Forest of Vitality. The Forest of Vitality says, after your first turn, they were smart enough to at least make it where you could not do this on your first turn, you can immediately evolve a grass Pokemon that you just put into play, which is what makes Meganium almost permanent once you get him out of the deck. I do like to get 2 Meganium out when setting my board, but the Stadium makes playing with just 1 a viable option, more so once Iono rotates. I think that about covers the deck. I mentioned it in the last video, but in case you missed it, I do run 1 copy of Briar, which only works with Terra Pokemon like Ogerpon EX. But with the advent of Megas, which give up 3 prizes, you can win a game against someone's Mega deck down 4 prizes to 2, as she lets you take that extra prize card. So in a deck like this, it's just silly not to include a copy. If you see that scenario as an option, get a Hoot Hoot down so that you can evolve to Noctowl and seek out that Briar. I think I've got some footage of someone just walking into that play, so I'll show you that here in just a moment. But speaking of that, it is time to get to some games. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And now is a good time to say it. If you like what you see here and you would like to see more content in the future, then support the channel and help it grow. For now, let's dance, because that sounds better than let's shower. So this first match is going to be against a pretty standard Golden Go EX deck. It became a pretty interesting little cat and mouse back and forth with single prizers. They promoted a Hops Cramorant, which I took out with my first Ogerpon, and dig a nest ball out of the prizes. They come back and catch my Hoot Hoot and knock it out with Solrock. Still no Golden Go in play yet, but just keeping up with the prize count anyway. I top a nest ball. I'm going to go ahead and evolve to Meganium, so now my energies are doubled. I do want to get another Meganium in play. This Golden Go can knock that out pretty easily. I'll go ahead and try for the Noctowl again, get a Hoot Hoot down, and since they did take a knockout, I'll draw with Pheasantipity. Then I'm just going to go ahead and catch. They've only got that one Gimmighoul down, so we will try to keep Golden Go off the field for now. Take that one out and take a second single prize. Get a Pokegear. They come back with that Cramorant, knocked it out. They super rotted it back in. Hit me for 120. They got another Gimmighoul down as well. So I'm going to see what I get off Pokegear or just get another boss. I'm going to stick with the strategy that I did on my last turn. Try to keep Golden Go off the field. So we'll grab that single Gimmighoul. We'll go ahead and get a use Noctowl's Jewel Seeker. We'll get a bug catching set and a Max Rod. Trying to get some more energy in play. That's one thing that you do have to get down against Golden Go, is get enough energy. I think you have to have 4 down with it doubled by Meganium to knock out, to be able to one-hit Golden Go EX. So I want to make sure I've got that play set up. I don't need that much on my active to finish off this Gimmighoul, so energy switch down to the one on the bench that has XP share. Take another single prize, get another nest ball. They come back up with Cramorant because that effect is still in play, and knock off Teal Mask, and even the game back up. That energy did move down, so I've got 4 on my new Ogerpon EX. But again, I'm going to get another one down. Then we're going to Super Rod back in, 2 energies, and that other Ogerpon. Get that second Meganium evolved. Then we will Teal Dance, Grass Energy onto the one I just benched. Going to attach there. I'm going to actually retreat this one with the 4 energy on it and the XP share, so I can take out the Cramorant with the 2 energy Ogerpon. So we'll do that to another single prize, get us down to 2. Of course, they get a Vitality Band down on Golden Go and get everything out, and do enough to one-shot my Ogerpon. We'll save that energy down with XP share. That's already enough. You can see that's 270 with all the math and resistances. That is just enough. It being red kind of freaks me out. I don't know if it's something they just changed in TCG Live. So I'm just getting some more energy. This also kind of demonstrates too how these numbers can climb really crazy in this Meganium deck. So I'm just adding 2 energy on that turn, and that jumps it up to 390 after all the math and resistances. And that gets the last 2 prizes in a close back and forth game against the always consistent Golden Go EX. The second match is going to be against Iron Hands, Miraidon, kind of box style deck. Really surprised these decks don't do better in tournaments. I want to show my game from the opening turn, just to see how we get things going. So Teal Dance with the first Ogerpon. Gonna Nest Ball, get down a Hoot Hoot. See what we get off Pokegear, get Carmine, so that kind of makes the decision for me. Do want to attach that Pheasantipity so I can get it out of the way on the next turn. Then we Carmine, get down Chikorita, get down another Teal Mask, and we'll Teal Dance there. It actually gets that max rod into my hand, so I'm just going to get Pheasantipede out of the way so it does not get knocked out, and then pass. On their turn, they actually whiffed on the electric generator, so they retreated, sent up the no energy Zekrom. I'll get my stadium in play, then I'll go ahead and use that max rod and get everything that I threw away on my previous turn. And we'll Teal Dance to the active. Get a bug catching set there. Go ahead and do that. Grab 2 more energies. And Teal Dance to the one on the bench. Get an energy switch, which is perfect. We'll attach to the active. Then going to go ahead and use Jewel Seeker off of the Noctowl. Just need to get the missing pieces to get 2 Meganium. So I'll get Dawn for this turn and the Lily's Determination for the next turn. Get all 3 pieces there. I don't need all of those, but we can go ahead and get started on a second Meganium. Evolve all the way up to the first one. And get down that second Chikorita. We'll energy switch from the bench Teal Mask. That gets us up to where we can deal 270 with it all doubled in one hit. The Zekrom EX that doesn't have any energy attached at all. And the first 2 prizes will get us Nest Ball and another Lily's. They end up with a booster capsule on their Iron Hands and hit me for 180. My turn I top up grass, so I'll just go ahead and keep going with the program. We'll Teal Dance one to the benched one, attached to the benched Ogerpon, and then we will play Lily's. I'll get an XP share on that benched Ogerpon, so we'll Teal Dance one more to the active, raising that to 5 energies, which are doubled thanks to Meganium. And we will hit this Iron Hands for 420 and blow it off the field. There are a lot of things this Lightning Box deck can do that this one just does not. When you outspeed a speed deck, it kind of leads them struggling. They try to get back to probably an AF you very much, miss it, and then just concede. This last one was the one I was talking about with the 4 prize card turn against Mega Kangaskhan. And they got the Cornerstone Ogerpon EX and were just torturing me all game with this. Pretty much had maxed out the number of times I could get a Bayleaf back in play. Had been using push down to hit him for 50, which is times 2. It's 100 and forces the switchback, which does not matter because they have Latias EX for free retreat. Finally got it to where I got a knockout on him and got 2 prizes. I guess what they were trying to do is they got the Ogerpon back out attached and passed back to me, I guess assuming that they could survive this turn. We're not even thinking about Briar. All I have to do is retreat. The double energy lets Bayleaf retreat for 1 energy. I was just double checking my damage total there. You can see I'm at 330. So there's the Briar. And we'll Myriad Leaf Shower. Knock out the Mega in 1 shot. Take 3 prizes plus the 1 from Briar and close a game that I probably should not have even had a chance to win. But that's what that card can do. This deck really does match up against anything. Much like Golden Go, winning with it is just about staying ahead in the prizes. And that's how speed decks work. It is a simple strategy, but a consistent one. And one that I think is great for a tournament environment where, as the day wears on, sometimes your decision making deteriorates. It's kind of hard to screw this deck up. I love it as a juniors deck, and honestly as a masters deck for someone who just doesn't like grinding out matches that so often end up in a tie. I know the Corner Spring Ogerpon EX can cause it issues because almost everything in here has an ability, but the fact that I got around it with 3 Bayleaf shows that any basic with a better attack, like Zarude or Genesect, or one of the Virizion, could be added to the deck to cover that problem. And really, I don't see Cornerstone in very many decks, so see what's happening in your local meta. From my experience, changing a deck to counter just one thing usually guarantees that you'll never see that thing. But give this one a try. It's cheap to build, and if you've been playing over the last couple years, you probably have most of the stuff to make this already. Now, if you like what you see here, please consider supporting the channel by pleasing the algorithm with a like and a subscribe. Everything here is free, so I greatly appreciate any support you send my way. I get out and play. You've got a couple of months left before you have to cycle out some cards, but I'll talk about that when it gets here. For now, thanks for watching. Be not afraid. Later.